All right, moving on to exponent rules, variables, and coefficients. Okay, so it's pretty similar. We have two things that are multiplied, except that now we have a coefficient, so like a number in front of our variables. So let's first deal with the coefficients. We have a -4 and an 8, and they are being multiplied together. So all you have to do with that is simply multiply -4 times 8. So -4 times 8 is going to give us -32. Okay, so we're good. The exponents are, no, yeah, wait, not the exponents. The coefficients are dealt with. Now let's deal with the variable. So we have the variable q. This is a q to the power of 3, and this is a q to the power of 1. So I want us to add the 3 and the 1. We're adding them because these q things are being multiplied. So when you have the two things being multiplied, you get to add the exponent, so 3 plus 1. So simplifying this further is -32 q to the power of 4. I'm going to pause the video here and see if you guys have questions. Let's go ahead and type this into Delta Math. So -32 q to the power of 4. Oops. Okay. -32 q to the power of 4. Okay, let's do another one. So next problem. Okay, and as you can tell, we have a -2q squared. So it's a little bit different from the last one, but all we have to do is take this squared and kind of distribute it to everything that's in the parentheses. So it's a -2 that's squared and a q that's squared. Another way you can think about it is -2q times -2q, because when something is squared, it just means it's multiplied by itself. Yeah, it's just multiplied by itself. Okay, so both of these are going to give us the same answer. Let's do the bottom one first because we just wrote it first. So -2 squared is really -2 times -2. That's going to give us a +4. Remember that when you have a negative times a negative, it becomes a positive. So -2 squared is +4. And then q squared is just q squared, so I'm just going to write q squared. So here's one way to do it. You get 4q squared. Let's double check that the top way is going to give us the same thing as well. So we're going to take our two coefficients, -2 and -2, and let's multiply it together. So we get -2 times -2 is +4, because remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. And then we have q to the power of 1 and q to the power of 1, which is q to the power of 1 plus 1. Remember, you just add the exponents, so it's 1 plus 1. So we get 4q. That's a weird q. It's okay. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we still get 4q squared. Either way you decide to do it, you're going to get 4q squared, but you get to choose which way you like to do it. It's up to you. So this one was a little bit more stuff, but let me pause it to make sure to see if you guys have any questions. So 4q squared, let's go enter that in. 4q squared. Submit answer. All right, so we did 2 examples of the last one, 2 examples of this one. Let's go ahead and do the next section.